What's up, everybody?
Yeah, another good evening. What you sipping?
Heaven Hill. That Heaven Hill over there.
Okay.
You tried it, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm trying to look. Yeah.
It's good, man. It's really good.
When you first, is that a birthday bottle you got?
No, that was one of the little bourbon influencers I follow had like a thing between Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, and some other just distilleries. And it was like, if you could only drink from one, who would it be? And Heaven Hill actually had like, it may have even beat out Buffalo Trace. So I was like, damn, I got to check this out. So I felt compelled to get it. And it's really good. What about you?
Yeah. I'm drinking the Rebel.
Okay. I don't know that I've tried it yet.
You need to. Heck, I put a pretty dang good dent in it.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Mr. Tim, but I've just left it here and I think I had the Sweetens Cove last week a couple times.
Yeah, you did.
I know I've got that there, so rather than pour me one and sip on it on my drive over, I'll wait till I get here to sip it.
So he says on air, everybody.
I showed up with just a glass and a big cube of ice.
Well,
and it wasn't because I downed all the liquid.
Yeah, he had done finished the first glass. Before we get too excited in here, guys, first we need to get our stuff out of the way. First, hey, if you're listening, I want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, that is, and comment. Leave us a comment below and let us know what you think of the show. I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, Bobby and I have been talking, this is going to be a political episode. I mean, we got the Deere stuff. We had the freaking crazy assassination attempt. So it's going to be political. Some people love that. Some people don't like it. But
yeah, I mean, it's hard to escape it entirely in today's day and age.
Yep.
But yeah, leave those reviews.
Spotify, man, they're crushing it.
Keep it. Put on more steam, Spotify. And Apple, man. Y'all, hey, it's just now halftime. You're gonna make a second half comeback. We gotta see if y'all can get there.
Oh yeah, man, dude. I was really like in one day. I think we gained like 7 on Spotify. Like the Spotify folks, you slaughtering Apple right now.
Well, and we know most people consume it in the podcast platform format. But if you're on YouTube, you give it the thumbs up, leave a comment. That is one cool thing about YouTube is you can comment, and one or the both of us is going to read those comments eventually. May not be right away.
Yeah.
And we're going to respond to you.
Yep. Do that. And then while you're surfing the web doing that, you need to go to agzaga.com. Check out our buddies over there.
Yeah. Big sale going on. 10% off everything.
Going on right now?
Yeah, you use that discount code.
I thought you meant on top of our code. So you could get 20%.
No. And they are always running random specials. And there's stuff, they've got sales on certain items, maybe stuff they're overstocked on or whatever. But yeah, everything's always 10% off when you use that Talk Dirt discount code. I know the Bailnet wrap's always the big thing. Check it out. I'm not even halfway through my baling season. I wish I was, if weather would be cooperative, but man, have you seen the forecast lately for like next week?
It's all rain, ain't it?
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I know y'all ain't loving it, but I'm loving it.
Well, that's because I was texting you about our recording schedule for the next couple of weeks because I'm going to be out of town in a couple of weeks. And I was really hoping to be, originally I was hoping I'd be done with my second cutting before I went out of town. And then it was getting closer and I was like, well, I won't be done, but if I get, and now I'm like, no, if the 10-day to 14-day forecast is anywhere near accurate, there is no chance for me to cut any hay between now and when I leave town. And what's going to happen is we're going to leave town and it's
going to be perfect weather.
Be dry weather for a week straight. We're going to get back in town and it's going to start raining again.
Yep.
But anyway, check them out. agzaga.com. Discount code Talk Dirt.
All one word, all caps.
Yep.
Well, before we get into we'll save the the assassination, that stuff, and the RNC thing. Let's save that for the end.
Yeah.
So with the Deere thing, I got to play a clip before we get into the Deere. So we'll read their statement and kind of break it down. John Deere has issued a statement, and basically this is the thought.
I read the statement. Do you have an actual audio recording of them?
No.
Okay.
No, this is just what popped into my head when I read that. This is what John Deere was saying.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
That's what all of corporate America does on July 1st.
It is.
I'm not gay no more.
So
They walked it back a little.
well, see, I was even because I know you said you felt a little disappointed. There's a part that makes me disappointed in it, but for the most part, I was actually surprised they even did this much.
Well, and yeah, to kind of bring the assassination attempt into it, it wasn't the first thing I thought of when the assassination
You
attempt
were like, it was John Deere that attempted the assassination.
But pretty early, I was like, boy, the most relieved people in America right now are the John Deere PR team.
Yes.
Because the monkey is off their back.
Yeah.
Because I called it last week. I said, do they just wait it out and hope another big story pushes them
Yeah.
out of the headlines? And buddy,
Yeah, we had a commenter that was like, Bobby Lee did not know how right he was about what was going to happen.
but that's, and of course that was, I mean, if that bullet is an inch to the right, that is maybe the biggest news story of my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that it's bigger than September 11th, but man, an actual
Presidential assassination.
Yeah, a former president, and a presidential candidate assassin. I'm 41 years old. Obviously that shit you read about in history books.
Yeah.
And you see happening, in places overseas. But yeah, let's save a lot of
Yeah,
that.
let's save that. But Deere, well, read the Deere thing
So,
or summarize it however you want to do it.
Okay. Blah blah
The
blah.
beginning first couple paragraphs
We
are kind of
deeply
pointless.
value our employees. Blah blah blah. To better serve. We consistently prioritize internal policies that more closely align our business strategy to meet the needs of our customers. For example, last year we revised our corporate guidelines to solely focus on sponsorships supporting the business and brand. Our nonprofit sponsorships center on priority areas such as hunger, economic development, poverty alleviation, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, agricultural education initiatives, and support for our nation's service members and veterans. All good stuff.
Yeah.
Based on ongoing observations, we have committed to the following. We will no longer participate or support external social or cultural awareness parades, festivals, or events. Business resource groups will exclusively be focused on professional development, networking, mentoring, and supporting talent recruitment efforts, auditing all company mandated materials to be sure there's the absence of socially motivated messages, blah, blah, blah.
So you liked that part.
Yeah, getting all that crap out.
Yep.
Reaffirming within the business that the existence of diversity quotas and pronoun identification have never been and are not company policy.
Yep.
We fundamentally believe.
But I don't. But how did they had that in there? That's what the part that threw me off there, where
Well,
they're
and
like, it never has been, but it's like, well, but it was in
And then
there.
this last one is kind of, I guess, a little bit open to interpretation. We fundamentally believe that a diverse workforce enables us to best meet our customers' needs, and because of that, we will continue to track and advance the diversity of our organization.
See, that's the part that I was like, oh man, come on.
Well, like, what do you mean by diversity? Is mainly what I say. Like, I don't need to make sure we got, one straight dude and one queer dude at the parts counter at every store.
Yeah.
I don't need to be sure we got one man and one woman, one Hispanic, one Asian, one white. You know what? I think about diversity. I want a guy or gal who is or they, them, whatever, who is a combine parts expert.
Yeah.
But then I want the other man behind the parts counter to be an expert on
Track hose
yeah.
and the parts for that.
construction equipment. Hydraulic hose construction. That's the kind of diversity I want. I don't give a damn what you look like, what you got underneath your drawers, who you like to sleep with at night. Yeah, but I want a full team in there that has a diversity of skills
Yeah.
and knowledge, not diversity of any damn thing else. So that's where I'm like, what do you mean? Like, no. When somebody applies for a job, you go through those applications, doesn't matter what their name is, what anything other than, all right, this person knows.
Here's their expertise. This is their resume.
Yeah, this is the resume. They're getting hired on merit.
Yeah.
Meritocracy is what we need.
That's
true of every company, anywhere. Like, why
Yeah.
do you not want to hire based on that?
I want the best person for the job. That's what's frustrated me, and I shared that, I guess, last week or whatever about the fire department. You know, how they passed over a guy that was like beyond qualified and ended up hiring someone who had not even a quarter of the qualifications just because he was black. And again, it's nothing against race. I don't care what color you are. We have some badass listeners that are black. We got some Hispanics. We have some freaking Aussies and everything in between. And I love all of our listeners but we just, whatever your expertise is, you should be there in the best position in your career to exude your expertise. Is kind of how I would look at it.
And one thing I've thought about over the last several years has nothing to do with ag specifically, but when it comes to the diversity thing, and just the race part of that, you know, so many people now, I mean, we're just a melting pot, you know, or, you know, so few people are purely one race.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so at what point are we, you know, I don't know, we're 10 generations away, 20, 100 from where everybody is so, you know, there's nobody that's just 100% white or 100% black or Native American, Asian, whatever, that we all of a sudden are like, well, yeah, like,
We're just one race.
yeah, it's we're the human race, and,
Yep.
and so none of that matters anymore. Because I know, like, you know, I've been around people that I didn't even realize they were mixed race. You know, because I thought you were just a little tanner than me. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really just don't put that much thought into it.
Yeah, I don't either.
And then I realized, I had no idea. You know, one of your parents was.
And then he quit being friends with them. No.
No, because it does not matter to,
No.
to I think the vast majority of us out there, and I think
That's what I
a
was
lot of
gonna
that
say.
goes back to like the media and politicians that want to keep us divided, keep us mad, to keep us paying attention, to keep us doing whatever to push their agenda. It's kind of a lot of it's manufactured by them. Now,
Well, you gotta be
that one
divided.
doesn't fit. That's just specifically on the race thing, and now you got all the damn genders and every damn thing else that's the other parts of diversity or whatever. But
Well, and that's where I'm like, when they threw that line in there, because I
remember, I think when I first read it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you could have just said, we're going to hire the best people for the job, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, whatever.
Yeah, it was a.
We're going to have the baddest MFers in the industry working it for John Deere.
Yes, it was a very lawyery PC delivery.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I took it. Now, I appreciate the part where they're like, we're gonna sever all external, like we're not gonna donate to these things, that and that. I appreciated that, but then at the same time, I'm like, you had to ruin it at the end. And I'm in one of these huge farm groups on Facebook, and that seemed to be the general consensus among the people in the group. Somebody had shared their statement, and we're kind of talking about it, and they were like, man, I was all in until their last paragraph where they're like, we are going to be, higher best diversity and all this. They're like, I feel like they literally ruined the whole statement by the very last paragraph.
Yeah, it's like when you're on a roll and you just don't know when to stop.
Yep.
You're like, oh, should have stopped one back.
Yes.
My internet is not working, and there was one thing I really wanted to. So there was kind of another layer to it that Robbie Starbuck,
Who busted them out.
kind of started all this stuff. It had just posted today on X, if we're going to call it by its actual name.
My internet's working.
Here, I'm working again now.
You got it.
And so this was his tweet or whatever says, meet Elliot Cobb, the product manager at John Deere for Global Legal Services. It's a piece Elliot wrote about coming back to the office from working remotely in February of this year. And this is wild. Like, you'd think it's something written by the Babylon Bee.
Oh, gosh.
Which, first of all...
And what is this guy's role?
Well, Logan.
Uh-oh. What is
Did you
it?
just assume a gender?
Oh, is he not? What is...
That's what I was going to say. Do you know of any Elliots that aren't male?
No. Well, yes. Elliot Page.
This is Elliot.
Whoa, that looks like the health person for our country.
Yeah, I'm. Man.
Wow, what do they do at John Deere? What are they? I just properly pronoun.
Product manager, John Deere Global Legal Services. But like, looking at this picture, it's like one of those like, ooh, I really do need to know what your pronouns are.
Yeah.
But the name is Elliot. But anyway,
I would definitely
pretty much,
assume
and
a
I'm
dude.
not going to bore you with this article they wrote, but it was all about the stress, specifically from an LGBTQ perspective, of returning to the office after years of working remotely because of COVID. And it's just, I mean,
Why does it matter if you're LGBT or straight or whatever? Why does that matter?
They, them, he, she, whatever they are, goes into all kinds of detail about how it can be more stressful. Pretty much any marginalized community are living with some level of fear these days. I mean, it's like literally if you tried to write the most woke, like just spoof article you could, I don't think you would have topped
And
this.
they're very high up at John Deere.
Yes.
Elliot Cobb, and it's a fat. It looks like our, what are they? The health general.
Most people know it's the blonde man who's pretending to be a woman who's like something in Biden's cabinet.
Yeah,
right?
it's over like health, and they're fat and they're mentally unstable, but they're the director of health for the country.
Listen to this sentence. It says, also, our neurodiverse community, both LGBTQ and otherwise, found a lot of benefit from working from home, especially those with sound, space, light, and other sensitivities.
Man, what are these pussies they're hiring over here?
God dang, that's what I'm like. Like, shit, are you kidding me?
You know, just imagine.
I feel like I work in a cushy work environment, but I'm like, they would be triggered within 5 minutes of being in the vet clinic because half our patients are trying to bite your ass. It's oftentimes loud. Yeah, we've got light. There's bright lights everywhere. Like, good Lord, like.
Well,
Like,
I'm
triggered all of those sensitivities, and I'm like, hell, I work in a cush ass office with.
Yeah, they need to come work with me.
Air conditioned and heated, and
They need to come hang out with me and Derek.
But remote work has offered safety to those that might not have had avenues for open discussion about
safety.
accommodations.
Got to have them safe spaces.
Oh my! Oh, I think they actually talk about safe spaces in here. It's like, so how do we make a work environment better?
Hold on, it's not a they, it's a he.
I don't know if it's a he or what. I really don't.
It's definitely a he.
The picture looks like a she.
It does, but the name Elliot and the fact that they're saying these things, that is a dude if I've ever seen one.
But it goes through like, I don't know. Ask about partners versus making assumptions about a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife.
People have more important things to do than that.
Here's display ally materials such as safe space magnets, stickers, and badges.
This is saying you should?
Yes, this is what they need to do around the office to signal to fresh faces that you're someone they can approach as needed. Like, my God, y'all. Like, and I say this, in speaking about the veterinary clinic, we routinely have gay people that work for us. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't have any safe spaces.
Do you have allies bumper stickers?
We don't
and
have
magnets?
any ally bumper stickers. I've never once known any of them, whenever their time of employment with us was up, to ever leave on any kind of bad terms or because they were discriminated against, anything. You don't, I mean, like, no, if you're gay, you got to show up and be willing to work just like the straight people. We're not going to offer you a safe spot. We're not an ally. We're just people that are going to be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, what man, and I saw that today, which that was an article from February, but it just, to me, it was more of, okay, these are the people actually in the John Deere corporate office. Like, that's where the problem lies.
Yes.
And that's where I was like, man, I feel like the rot at Deere goes a little deeper maybe than it did at TSC, for instance. And I don't know. I don't know anybody.
I would agree. They're a huge. I think the fact of their size, they are such a Tractor Supply, as big as it is, ain't shit compared to Deere.
No, Fortune 500. And that's why, they've got people, and rightfully so, working in the office that don't even know the difference between a tractor and a combine because they're focused solely on the legal stuff and just other bullshit that you have to do when you're running a Fortune 500 company. But they are so far disconnected from the customer, the blue collar worker in the factory, from the I guess the dealerships aren't owned by Deere, but the dealers that are, you know, sell their product, like could not be more, you know, disconnected from all of that.
Yeah, it does, man. It just blows my mind. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't care. I don't care who you sleep with or what you do, as long as you work hard and you do a good job. But I don't think that I've never understood, and we've said this before. Why does it become their identity? Like, that's what I don't get. It just becomes. Are you that boring? Like, to me, I'm like, you are that boring and that simple of a person that the most important thing about you is your sexuality. Like, that's. I mean, wow, you're boring as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people that certainly that know me like know that I love my wife and I love women, but I mean, I don't like go in a room and I meet somebody.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey, my name's
I'm
Mike.
heterosexual.
I like big titties, big titty women. That's what I like. You know, no, like, and that might be true, but
that's not your whole identity.
Like vagina. Like I gotta just tell y'all how much I like. You know, like no, like that is. And I say all that kind of joking, but that's basically what gay people want you to like. Why?
Not all of them, you know, not all of them, but yes,
the thing.
These,
and that's where I would I thought about that too as I was driving up here. The gay people, we live in a sane part of the country. I say that all the time. Even the alternative lifestyle people, gay people around here they're quote unquote normal gay people.
Yeah,
they're not like this crazy Elliot, whatever they are at John Deere that's worried about, you know, safe spaces and having an ally magnet outside your office door.
They want to be treated like a normal person.
Yeah, they're like, just treat me like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Like, don't be any different. I would imagine it's much the same way, you know, like, you know, a lot of handicapped people are like, look, don't treat me any different. Like, maybe help get the door for me, stuff like that. But like, they don't want to be viewed as anything out of the ordinary because, well, and then almost to an extent, if you need to be treated differently, then are you not kind of implying that I know that this is an alternative lifestyle? This is not a normal lifestyle. You know,
I did see a good video today. It was one of those like street interviewers, and he goes up. It's like a pride rally, and the guy goes up, and there's this chick, and she is actually a chick, but she's got on like this rainbow dress. And he goes up and he's like, so how long have you been a woman? And she's like, what? And he's like, how long have you been a woman? And she goes, what are you talking about? I've always been a woman. He's like, no, I know. I understand trans, you know, y'all are accepted now. Like, and he knew she was a woman. He knew
she was actually like what you call it, a cisgender female.
Yes. And she's like, no, I was born a woman. He's like, well, no, wait a minute. No, there's no difference. Like, he's like, you're accepted here. And she's like, no, I mean, biologically. And he's like, well, you know, like her whole argument starts collapsing on itself. Like, because then she is actually, whether she wants to or not, she is actually admitting that trans women are not actually women.
Yeah, she is biased.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, and he just keeps on like, no, you're safe here. Like, I understand trans are like, and it was pretty funny, but that's how, man, it's crazy. Like, I can't help but think when we're talking about that and reading this, I just always think back to Big C. And I'm like, if Big C were still alive today and he was running a business and somebody came up there and they were like, and it looked like that, I don't even know what his response would be. This, for people that are new listeners, we've talked about him before. Big C is our grandfather. He passed away, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah, 2000. 20. That'd be 24 years ago.
Yeah,
in a couple months.
But he World War II vet, didn't take no shit. I don't know what he'd say.
Well, and two, this was
different time.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, all this shit sounded crazy back then.
It did.
Well, that's what, like, even not to get too off our subject, but we went to the same church. And like, the church has been going through stuff like, how do we handle like people wanting to have a gay marriage at our church or gay clergy and all this stuff. And I'm like, my God, like if my granddad, like 24 years ago wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got a little bit of a younger audience. They think, oh man, that was a lifetime ago. Man, just wait. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, you'll blink and it'll be past you.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's
like the fact that we're even debating some of this stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the issues in the Methodist Church. not here tonight. That's for your other podcast.
Yes, yeah, Reverent Rebellious. There's our little tag.
Yeah, check them out too.
But yeah, man, I don't know. But I'm curious to see if anything comes out of it. I don't think it will. I think it'll just pretty much.
Deere's done with it at this point.
Yeah.
But they were probably already working on that statement long before the assassination attempt happened.
Yeah. Hey, before we get into that, let me read. We got a couple of emails. That'll break the flow real quick. I had somebody ask me because I guess maybe I mentioned 4J Smith on here. I had somebody message me the other day and was like, "Hey, when are y'all gonna have 4E on?" And I emailed his publicist this afternoon. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
4E's, I like 4E. He's cool.
Oh man, yeah. He is awesome. Great actor, but even like when you follow him on social media, you're like, yeah, we'd get along.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Like Kevin Costner, I don't know that I'd have too many beers with him. You know, he's a great actor, been in some of the iconic films that have, in my life, but still, I don't know that we'd have a lot in common.
I was gonna say, like Robert De Niro. Oh, all right. Dylan writes in, "Hey guys, absolutely love the show." All right, I've read this one. This one's pretty cool, so I do want to share this one too. "Hey guys, absolutely love the show. Look forward to it every weekend. My wife and I have a small row crop farm in East Central Illinois and run a small cow-calf operation on top of her being a high school teacher, and I run a small trucking company. We actually just talked with Brandon from Farmer Wants a Wife tonight at his hometown rodeo. We planned our
Sky Stampede.
Yeah. He said we planned our annual vacation around it after hearing about it on your podcast. Love the content, guys, and keep up the good work." How badass is that?
That is pretty awesome. Well, that's, I said I'm getting ready to go out of town. We're going out west, and I watched a lot of rodeo on TV over the weekend. The Calgary Stampede, which apologies to Brandon. I don't think was on the Cowboy Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love rodeo, and I kind of thought about that too. I said we need to plan, because that's my whole thing. I love going out west, and wife, she likes to go to the beach, so we're kind of on a rotation where we go every other year. And
it'd be cool to go to that.
I knew we wanted to go to Glacier this summer. Then I was kind of thinking, I was like, where are we going to go next? Yellowstone, Yosemite.
I got to get out to Yellowstone. Well, Dylan, we appreciate you writing in.
But yeah, I was thinking go out to Colorado, and you could do a lot of stuff out in that area, and then make sure you come through there for the rodeo.
Yep. Yeah, when I read that, I was like, that is cool.
Awesome.
That is really
So they just ran into Brandon at the rodeo.
I guess so, yeah.
Which
We
I know
actually just talked
Brandon's on the board,
Yep.
or he may have even been like president of the
yeah,
local group
he's part
that puts it on. So
we
that's
appreciate
awesome.
the support, and man, yeah, dude, write in again. Let us know let us know what you thought. Was Brandon a real asshole? Let us know what you thought.
I would be shocked, because we obviously talked to him on air a couple times, and then of course had longer conversations with him off air. And
Great dude, very good dude.
Like that's a dude I could hang out with for a weekend for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I wonder if his dating life has picked up at all.
I don't know. I haven't asked him in a little while.
Yeah,
I have to ask him. I don't know. I don't think so. He's literally in the middle of nowhere. Brandon is legitimately in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
When it takes 4 hours or something to get to the nearest airport, you're pretty far out there.
Yeah.
All right. Troy writes in here. Got a few Deere mowers, but that's my dad's loyalty that calls that. He's loyal to Deere and Chevy. Yeah, he's got at least good taste in one of them. He will find a reason to say why he's still loyal. More importantly, blue-haired people are only loyal to cat food brands. That's probably pretty accurate. All of this is just a joke. Deere, though, could definitely be hurt by everyone emailing. Just a private message, but I've been around. All right, let me see. He said a private message. Let me make sure that I don't need to, which he didn't reveal his last name. Let me read this to myself real quick. Okay. Yeah, it's good. He said just a private message, but I've been around to some of those bad boys, and both of them weren't the best, but the guys that own them also beat the shit out of them, so that could be the reason. Talking about Deere, man, I will tell you, you talk about your dad. My dad is very diehard Deere. When I was telling him about this, like, crap going on with them, I was like, man, they woke this and that. I said, I might look at a red tractor. And Dad's literally immediate response was, well, you'd be making a mistake. He is very loyal to Deere, and we have run a lot of red. We've run like every brand of tractor basically back throughout the years. And I still do believe that Deere is probably the top of the food chain on on the engineering. Fendt, I have not run a Fendt. And
I'd say that's who might be catching them.
Yeah, I'd say they're probably the strongest.
AGCO in general. Yeah,
they're probably the strongest rival coming up. And I know, look, we got some Case guys on here. Now you might get mad at me for saying that. I love the red planters, as I've said before, but a Case tractor is just not there yet with a Deere. And so, but I mean, again, if Deere went like super woke, I was kind of to the point where I'm like, well, hell, I guess I'll compromise a little bit and just go to a different tractor. But I get it. My dad is the same way. He would not. I think Deere could. I think that their headquarters could lynch all of the conservatives, and he'd probably still be like, well, it's just the best tractor.
Well, that's what, of course, our dads being brothers, they're pretty similar.
Yes.
But I don't know if I can speak for both of them, but I'll speak for myself about my dad. Anything that's not his idea, he's not crazy about.
Yes, very true.
And it can end up working out. And I've gotten to where, sadly, a lot of times I won't even ask his opinion on things if I'm like going to do something off the beaten path, because he's not. I already know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
And so, but I can't tell you how many times I've done something. Yeah, I don't know. And then after the fact, like 6 months goes by and he's seen it's actually worked out. He's like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea." And I was like, "But if I had asked you before I did it, like it would have been." Like I would not have gotten good feedback at all.
Oh, dude, I think I've shared before on here. The cover crops and early beans, two things that I started doing before Dad. And first year I did early beans, he had done them 20 years ago, and they didn't work, so they weren't going to work. And so I was like, well,
failed one time.
Failed one time. They were toast because he's like, I've done that. They're not worth a damn. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try it. I did that. They did good. And now he grows. He wants to plant his beans early because they do better. And then the cover crops, first time he's like, and now he does cover crops. That's how it's the same. So, but then he gets mad because I don't ask his opinion. And I'm like, well, hell, I don't ask your opinion because you're just going to tell me it's stupid. Yeah. So I'd rather at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to live and learn. Like, hell, if it's stupid and don't work, then I'm just going to find out myself that it's stupid and don't work.
Well, mine was always, whenever I was thinking about buying like some equipment, but my dad every time was like, "Oh, you don't need that. What you don't?" Like that was always his response, and he might have been right. I didn't really need it, but I already know what he's going to say. So, I mean, and he's not financing anyway. It's my money,
Yes.
So I'll buy it, and then I'll, it's funny how often he'll be like, "Man, that's pretty cool." Like,
yeah.
I like. And so, but anyway,
what did he think about? Did he ever say anything about your truck bed on your? Was he ever say anything about your hay bale hauler?
No, I think he's like, I just wouldn't have cows up there on another place.
It's not, he's still gonna have something. Yeah.
No, I'm a big. If I'm gonna have cows on two farms like that and not have a barn up there to keep a tractor in, I love having that bale bed on the truck.
Yeah, I just wondered because that's not something that they run, so I don't know if he was like, man, I wouldn't have one of them things. Well, yeah. So our dads are very similar there for sure. Well, to shift gears, yeah, we had several people write in. For anybody that's like wanting to be like, man, we don't want to hear about this shit, I'm just going to tell you, apparently some of them do, because we've had quite a few people message in that are like, I can't wait to hear y'all's thoughts on what happened. And so I watched it. Like, I was actually here at the house, and Trump was having his rally.
How did you first hear about it?
My mom texted me, and
I got a text from my mother-in-law.
And
I
she
was standing at Nafy's checking out, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was freaking out. I pulled up my phone and opened up Twitter because I was like, "Twitter, like breaking news, it is the place to go." Like,
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of shit, and I could tell immediately, like, all right, looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because all she said was, "Trump's been shot. I'm not sure if it's real or not."
That's what Mom. I got a text that said Trump was shot in like all caps, and I'm like, whoa. And so I go to YouTube immediately because I knew he was doing a rally, and a lot of times they'll be live
streaming it, yeah.
And so I got on YouTube, and it had just happened, and I found the live stream, and it was pretty wild because I got on the live stream and it was still rolling, but all the chairs were empty. So I just rewound it and I watched it. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I got like chill bumps when he stood up, because he gets shot, and it's like literally, I mean, I hate to say this, and I'm not gonna say this like I believe God is gonna make him president. I'm not one of those guys that's like, God wants Trump to be our president. Like, I mean, I hope he does. I hope he does, because I want Trump to be our president now. But I do believe, honestly, that it was probably an act of God that he did not die, because he literally turned his head at the split second.
Look at that screen, yeah. And I mean,
if you look at the trajectory, had he not turned his head just that little bit,
he'd have taken the back of the skull off.
Yeah, he'd been gone. We would have seen a president assassinated like on live TV, and that's what in the RNC, the Republican convention's going on. It's kind of cool. There's a bunch of people from Tipton County there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Carrie Vaughn. He took a picture with Kid Rock, and some people from our church were there. She, like, one of the women there took a picture, like, with Ben Carson and some of them. So, and that's why Bobby Lee and I were supposed to record at 9:15. I was like 2 minutes late because Kid Rock was performing American Badass.
See, I missed all that. I did see Hulk Hogan rip off his shirt.
Yep, that was good. He still got the guns at like 70-something years old.
All natural, baby.
The pythons. But Kid Rock, I told Marcy, I said, Kid Rock is going to play American Badass to introduce him. And when we get done recording, I'm going to go in, because we have missed Trump's speech. Like, he was going to talk.
Okay. And I don't even really care. I just happened to cut it on, and I saw, because I was like cleaning the kitchen. And
oh, dude, I've been watching it. I told Marcy, I said, I wish we had gone. Like, it would have been an awesome one to go to. But anyways, to say all that to say, like, his daughter, Laura or Lara, how do you say it? Laura? I think it's just Laura Trump, ain't it?
Oh gosh, I can't keep up with all of them.
Well, I think it's Laura, but
yeah, he's got the two daughters.
Well, she was talking about how they were watching.
No. Laura's married to
Eric. Okay, well, it was her, because she talked about, because they have two young kids.
Yeah.
And I guess they were watching the rally. I don't think they were there, and they're watching it. And she said that people don't think about this part of it, but Trump is a grandfather. And, like, you know, the media paints him as just this awful dude, this villain. He's terrible. But at the end of the day, man, like I'm sure your kids are the same as mine. Man, my kids, they love my dad. They love their pawpaw, as they call him. Like, they want to go, and they go out and see him all the time out here at the birdhouse, and they want him to come watch him ride the bikes and all that. Dude, Trump, at the end of the day, as larger than life as he is, yeah, he's the same way. His grandkid, because like
he's just their granddad.
He is, and that's what she said. They were watching it live, and then they see this freaking thing happen, and he's got blood on his head, and said his grandkids are watching it, and they're like panicked, because it's like their grandpa just got shot in the head. And so she's like getting emotional. It's like, man, nobody sees that. And that's what frustrates me. Like, this image, is Trump, was he like a playboy billionaire? Hell yeah, that's what he was. But at this point, hell, the dude's he ain't the same guy that he was back then. Like, he has, there's still a lot of elements of Trump that are larger than life, because that is just who Trump is. But at the same time, he's not this horrible human being they paint him out to be. Like, I guarantee you, Trump is a guy we could have a good time having I don't think he drinks, but we could we could have beers, and he could have a glass of water. Or whatever he wants. But it's wild that, do you follow Matt Murphy?
No, I don't guess I know who that is.
I may have sent it to you, but he's a sniper. He was a retired sniper, and man, the craziest part about all this is just how it all played out. the
Man,
fact that this shooter was up. Did you see where the director of the Secret Service said they actually had eyes on him for 30 minutes?
Oh, well, and there's more and more videos because obviously everybody has a damn video camera in their pocket.
Yep.
Where people were videoing him and not even realizing it.
Yeah.
Like you can see him over in the background, like he's scoping out the building.
Yep.
Like, I have so many thoughts. Like this, and it wasn't like they were in a major metropolitan area where there's 100 buildings within easy rifle shot of the stage. There were like 4 buildings they had to secure.
Yep.
And like, I just it's either, and somebody else pointed this out, it's either incompetence and negligence
To like the greatest degree ever.
Or it was absolutely an inside job with a conspiracy involving God knows who to get him killed. And I'm not saying that's true. I mean, but it's one or the other. And it could be both. It could be that they were incredibly incompetent at their conspiracy to kill him, but it's got to be one or the other. There's no way both those things are false.
Well, that's what Matt Murphy. Y'all should check him out on Instagram. Matt Murphy Official, I think is his name.
So I watched a few different videos with like snipers breaking it down, and he may have been one of them.
I'm sure he was. His video went crazy viral. It had like 70 million views. But his whole thing was because he is a level 1 sniper, which means that he was at the highest tier of being a sniper in the Green Berets. And he said one of the things they were trained in was assassinations. He was like, we were trained to do assassinations. And he said one of the ways you do that is you find someone to be the sniper or the assassin, and you radicalize them. And that's what he said. I believe this Thomas...
So I did not see this video then.
Okay, yeah, he said, I believe this Thomas dude was probably radicalized by like the CIA or whoever. And he said they put him there as a shooter, and then because he said a good counter sniper, and then Brady Cervantes, who I had on Living Fully Loaded, he also commented on this dude's thing because Brady was a Marine sniper, and both of them were like, a good sniper would never let somebody get that many shots off before killing them. They're like, a good sniper would have killed that dude in like 2 shots.
Well, yeah, because that's another good point. I haven't thought about this till we're sitting here. If they already had eyes on that guy, you can't tell me the actual sniper team wasn't just crosshairs on him.
Yeah.
And they could have literally on the radar, like, okay, now he's got a gun and he's pointing it, like, and literally the guy squeezes off one round and he's dead.
Yeah.
Like how... That's where I almost go beyond, like, it can't be just negligence.
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
And here I am. I'm the conspiracy theorist now, which
I'm with you.
We're the first people to point this out, but and I've had other people point out, they're like, "Hey, you're giving the government way too much credit for just how incredibly incompetent they can be at everything." And I'm like, "Buddy, you're preaching to the choir here." Like I don't disagree with that, and I've thought about it, and like, yeah, people will point out, well, it's because we got all these DEI hires. You know, that poor gal that
the Secret Service
looked like Melissa McCarthy. It couldn't.
Good Lord.
Like, my God.
Reholster.
And I've seen a bunch of opinions of her, and people are like, man, I feel sorry for her. It's not totally her fault, but like, she's got to resign. Like, she knows, like, I'm a complete and utter failure. I was curled up in the fetal position behind the man I was supposed to be protecting while the rest of my team was protecting him.
Yeah.
Then I can't even holster my gun. Like the most, I mean, any damn redneck anywhere in rural America can holster a handgun. And even I'm sure in the situation there's a lot of adrenaline, but my God. So maybe some of that had to do with it, but still, some of those dudes there are total badasses. And I know, like, which I got to think about, I can't think of, are there any like Hollywood movies like centered on the Secret Service?
I don't know.
There's probably one out there somewhere. But anyway,
there's been some crazy ones about presidential assassinations.
Right.
Like
and
that.
we definitely get this Hollywood view of, or law enforcement, like every CIA agent is Jason Bourne.
Well,
Just
no,
like, can rip your throat out and kill you with a...
Matt did point out that a Secret Service agent is supposed to be pretty top tier. Like, right. He's like, that is
And 1,000 people pointed out, they're like, there are retired Army Rangers and Navy SEALs that got passed over for Secret Service protection.
Yeah.
Because they needed a woman, and that's who they got.
Yeah.
And hey, at the end of the day, I guess they did their job. They have one job, that's to keep Trump alive, and I guess they accomplished it. But he's alive in spite of them and not because of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree. Well, Matt's thing was we need to quit worrying about the shooter and try to figure out who the hell is compromised on the inside.
Oh, I agree.
And there's been, look, I'll really go into the bushes here for just a second, because there's another branch of conspiracy that's come out now.
Oh, Lord.
So somebody has tracked the angle of like one of the shots, and it does not come from the roof that the dude was on. So there's kind of that argument, the same one as the shooter was on the grassy knoll kind of thing. Like, they're actually saying that there was the potential for two shooters, and Thomas was basically the fall guy.
Yeah, they just needed him to be the fall guy.
Yep.
Well,
but the thing is, you don't damn know. I mean, you just can't believe shit.
Well, it's crazy that there were literally, I don't know, like 4 or 5 rooftops that needed to be secured that were within a rifle shot. Like, put just a county sheriff's deputy up there, a local police officer, hell, any damn body. It doesn't have to be.
A cop did come to him.
Well, but was going up there after he was already up there. Those areas should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Had officers posted every. Well, because a good sniper team, they're going to do like in the movie Shooter, where they have Mark Wahlberg come in and they're like, hey,
scope out. Yeah.
If you were a sniper, how would you take this shot so that we can prevent it? And of course, they use that to frame him.
Yeah.
But like, do they not like do that where the Secret Service sniper team's like, well, if I was going to take a shot at the president, I'd probably be on that rooftop right there. So how about we post officers all around that spot where there's no way? Other thing, do they not have like drones and cameras everywhere?
Yeah, you would think so.
I would think they'd have a half dozen drones in the air, all sorts of, stationary cameras.
Yep.
And somebody, they're, on site, in a van with 40 screens on a wall, like anybody. And again, I'm getting a Hollywood, view of this because I've never been in law enforcement or military or anything. But it's just with the technology you have nowadays that are just scanning every one of those screens. Like, is there anything out of the ordinary? Like a dude on top of a white ass roof.
That people were literally like, hey, there's a guy up there with a gun.
And then they've got the radio where the actual sniper that ended up taking him out saw him. It was like 1 minute and 57 seconds before he took the shot and got told to stand down.
They have not verified that was legit.
But that's another good point, because if that sniper's already on him and like, I need permission to take the shot, they're like, no, don't take it.
Yeah.
But you're still right, because how many shots did he get off?
8. It was like 8 shots.
You think he gets off 1, maybe 2 before I'm squeezing one off at him, because he is in my crosshairs.
Oh yeah, he should have been dead immediately.
Well, and even if you're told to not engage until he shoots, which is crazy. Yeah, as soon as he fires off one, you're boom. I'm not.
Did you see this video?
Yes, I saw that guy.
This is Matt Murphy.
Okay, well, I didn't. I guess I didn't see the one where I saw him like just breaking down a lot of it, and maybe I was halfway paying attention.
Yeah.
But the other thing.
Did you see that weird thing?
Why didn't they just get Trump off stage? Like, no, you can't engage. Well, okay, we're not going to engage the shooter, but
just get him out of here.
We're getting him out of here. Like, we don't know what's going on, but hey, Mr. President, you're gonna step off stage here for.
Well, there's a lot of weird shit. Did you see this one?
No.
There's this video here. This woman. See, all right. See, she's right there, and she keeps like looking.
She's in the crowd behind Trump. For those of you, obviously.
And that's what they said. It's almost like she's signaling. Like right here, and it looks like she's signaling. Watch, the shots go off. She's very calm. Watch, comes right back up. Boom. She's immediate. What is she doing? She's just like super calm, man. Like, and that's what Matt.
This reminds me of shit you see in movies. Where
it does. That's what
like this one woman's everybody else is ducking and she's still
very calm. As soon as the bullets start flying, everybody hits the deck and she doesn't. And then the camera comes back up and she's just sitting there with her phone on Trump. And that's what Matt here, again, this is a guy, Matt's not, it ain't just my speculation. Matt is a dude that is literally trained.
What branch of the military was he in?
He was Green Beret in the Army. Beret. He
level 1 sniper.
Level 1 sniper, man. This dude was literally trained in assassinations, and he believes that she is giving. He said she's spotting and giving signal. He said what his opinion is she is signaling, and that's where I'm just like, dude.
Well, and I would love to hear one of their opinions on this. My dad pointed this out. He's like, look, obviously a headshot's a kill shot, but why wouldn't he just shoot in center mass?
Yeah.
And I'm sure one of those snipers, maybe they're afraid he has a vest on, and maybe he did.
I think he did.
So I guess
Because did you see there was a picture circulating where there was actually a hole in his coat. It looked like he almost got shot there, but I haven't heard that.
They say it was 5.56, wasn't it?
It was AR. Well, and that may be why they were like headshot, because I mean, honestly, it's 130 yards. That's a pot shot with AR-15.
Well, I pointed out, I was like, for people who don't shoot rifles, like, I wouldn't call it quite a layup, because I know plenty of people that have missed 100-yard shots on.
Oh yeah,
big
well, yeah,
game.
adrenaline, and I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure the shooter's adrenaline.
Yeah.
You're about to shoot a damn former president.
But I mean, your head compared to, center mass is 4 or 5,
Oh yeah,
8 times the size, But I mean, yeah, you run the risk of that not being a kill shot, or
Well,
if he's got a vest on, a 5.56 is not a large round.
and I'll say this too: these people that want to do that, they want to send, they want to be demoralizing and send a message. What would be more demoralizing and send more of a message than if you're watching the guy you support and his head explodes?
Yeah.
Like, how much more impactful would that be than like if he got shot in the chest, it'd be bad enough. But if you literally watched his head explode,
Oh yeah.
so that's where it's like, that maybe that's one of the things.
And of course, it has backfired on them in like the utmost way it could have. And I mean, it's awful that was there still just one fatality? I mean, other than the assassin.
Yeah, that was terrible. There's a dad. I think he said he like shielded his family.
Yeah, and obviously that is horrible. Aside from that, really the aftermath of it is it couldn't have worked out any better for Trump. I mean,
Oh yeah.
The way, which I've heard a lot of other people say, like, that's not normal, like the way he reacted after that. Which, of course, now you have people saying it was all staged, Yeah, he literally was like, yeah, dude, you're gonna first of all, you're gonna die, so you just need to shoot, but you're gonna, but like for him to have the balls to stand up like that, and I mean, and maybe he knew what he was doing, like he's like, all right, this is a chance for a badass photo op, but I don't even know if you have the,
I don't know,
the adrenaline he had to have flowing, but
well, he's another military dude I follow. He shared a thing, and I sent this to a close friend of mine who's been in combat quite a few times, and I asked his thoughts, and he watched the thing happen with Trump, and he said it dang near brought a tear to his eyes whenever Trump stood up and started pumping his fist.
I got emotional.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I mean, I wasn't like bawling or nothing, but like I was.
That's
like,
how
I was on the verge of tears.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I texted Marcy, and I was like, I've never felt like, I was like, I don't know what emotion I'm feeling right now. But
well, that's kind of how I was like, I don't know what to do, because I was like getting ready to grill, and I'm like, I don't want to cook. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the post I sent to my buddy here is, it said because the guy that shared the post had been in combat, but my friend I was asking him about, he had been in combat. Both have been shot at and all that. And it said one way to tell a man's true character is to put him under fire in combat. And basically how he responds will show you his character, because it says like a lot of men, they get shot at and they freeze and they're down, and it's like
kind of like one particular Secret Service agent.
yeah, and it says like you can tell like a man when he can take fire and basically stand right back up. And I mean, not all dudes, and I've talked to guys.
I doubt that's something you can teach.
No.
Like no amount of training. Like it's just you either
got it or you don't.
Yeah, and
that's how Trump. He ain't in the military, and dude got shot, and then he's like, wait. He's telling him, you hear him saying that, and he stands up. Oh, dude, when he pumped his fist, like I had chill bumps, and then the crowd starts going USA as he's coming down the stairs. It was like, shit, I was ready to storm the castle, man. I was like, I'm down. Let's do this thing.
But well, and And another one of my thoughts was like, all right, at this point, they might as well just run Biden because Trump's unbeatable.
I hope so, because Biden's about to drop out.
Well, and I've seen that in the last 24 hours, which I was going to go more, but like the only way Trump gets beaten at this point, I would say there's two scenarios. The most likely one is they just cheat.
That's what I was going to say. They're going to just cheat.
They flat out, they're like, none of this matters, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We're the ones counting the votes.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or like just something like Trump is like on camera, like choking a reporter and calling him the N-word or something. Like it would, like something that won't ever happen.
Yes.
Because he's not that stupid. Like it would take something like a epic, and I mean he's Teflon Don. A lot of that stuff just bounces off of anyway. But like it would take him like having a total meltdown of epic proportions, whatever. And so I'm like, all right, at this point, like they've been trying to get Biden out because they know he can't win. All right, well, at this point, it doesn't matter who they run. You might as well just let Biden, be the fall guy.
Yeah.
Like, let him, it'll be a bloodbath. But I have seen all the rumblings, and of course, Biden's team is denying it, but that he's about to drop out. Like, by this weekend, they've already got the speech written, whatever.
But he will not endorse
Kamala. Or Kamala, whatever.
Kamala.
The
laughing gal.
The laughing gal. No, don't let anybody tell you can't sleep your way to the top if she ends up being president somehow. She slept her way all the way to the vice president.
Boy, Hillary would be pissed.
And I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, but it's fact.
It is.
She was Willie Brown's mistress. He was the California kingmaker of politics. That's how she rose to where she is now.
Yep.
She was sleeping with the right dude. Fair or not fair, that's the fact.
It is.
Anyway. But they've got a real dilemma because obviously she's less popular even than Biden. Now, she's more competent than him because I think literally this paperclip is more competent than him.
Yeah. But they've put her there, and now that's the predicament.
And I've got kind of, right. Like
she'd be the first female black president.
You can't pass over her without having a good excuse.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put like Newsom on there, are you going to pick a white dude, a rich white dude?
Yeah.
Over a woman of color who's been the vice president? But then I'm like, well, she could be just like Biden. It's like, well, we might as well let her win because we know she's going to get her ass kicked anyway. And then, because I don't know if I'm like Newsom, I don't know that I want to run right now because maybe his ego is big enough that he thinks
I think his is.
Probably is. But I'm like, all right, if I'm being smart about this, like, unless we cheat, Trump ain't getting beat. Like, it wouldn't matter what I do, what my
Did you rhyme that on purpose?
Did I make a rhyme?
Unless we cheat, Trump ain't getting beat.
Make the T-shirt. Yeah. And so I don't know, but I saw where a lot of guys are like, look, if you really want to know what's going to happen, look at the gambling odds. And some of the gambling odds moved today, just in terms of who's going to be the Democratic nominee, and it flipped from Biden being the favorite to Kamala being the favorite.
Of being, really?
Just to being the nominee.
Who do they have winning? Is Trump winning by a lot?
That particular one, they just screenshotted it and shared it like on, I don't know if it was on X or where, but I spend too much time on social media in general. But
I had to quit. I burned my eyes.
Burned your eyes?
Yeah. Have you ever or had eye strain? You ever had eye strain?
I don't ever look at it for like a long period of time. It's always just like in between me doing other stuff. Like
I did it the day of the attempted assassination because I was literally glued to my phone that day.
Well, and that's another thing, like not specifically on the assassination, but I found, because I got home from the grocery store, we never turn on like Fox News. Like TV's on, it's usually just on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Porn.
ESPN, whatever. So I turned on Fox News. Just following along on Twitter was so much better. Yeah. Like the interview the BBC did with the guy who's like holding the beer.
Yeah.
He's like, I saw him on the roof. I was telling the police for like 8 minutes before he started shooting. Like, you saw that nowhere on actual like TV.
Oh yeah, no.
They actually interviewed the doctor that
the dude that he had the blood all over his shirt.
Yeah, that was helping. And like, man, I was like, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
But I was like, TV, like they're literally just like, well, we can't confirm this, but president has apparently been shot. There might be like, no, like social media and especially like Twitter, which of course some of these people aren't verifying everything before they put it out there, but like, no, you knew the shooter was dead on there sooner. And so yeah, I was like in front of the TV, but constantly refreshing my Twitter feed on my phone.
Yeah.
Like I say, we were trying to grill out. My mother-in-law was in town. The kids were swimming. Yeah, I was just like, I don't have an appetite anymore. Like I was ready to pound some beers and grill some steaks and lounge at the pool. And I was just like, man, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I want to punch a liberal in the face.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I was ready for a revolution, man. Like if Trump had put out a message, it was like, grab your shit.
I'm not condoning political violence, but
but I was ready to roll. I seriously, because I told Marcy, I was like, damn, I'm fired up. She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't even know.
I got emotional, and I don't even know what kind of emotion it was, but like I was like tearing up, and I'm like, I don't know. Is it angry tears? Is it just like, I don't know. Like it's like I'm a man. I'm not used to having all those feelings.
It's like, what is this? What is this liquid coming out of my eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, it was crazy. I am glad, obviously, that he survived, and I'm curious to see what happens. But I will say, I knew Kid Rock. I told Marcy, I said, I know Kid Rock is going to intro him.
Damn.
American Badass. And he changed the words a little bit. It goes, like at one part, he changed the line to fight, like how Trump was saying it. And then it was like, Trump. And I mean, the crowd was getting into it. And which I was singing, like, I actually sang the actual lyrics because he says, oh man, I can't remember what it is. But he cleaned it up.
Yeah, I was about to say, because
there's some pretty good. Like
I remember when that album came out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna some hose while I rock this place.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And he's like, oh man, super fly, living double wide, got the long hair finger or long hair. Middle finger to the sky, snakeskin
long
shoes,
hair waving middle finger in the air.
Yeah, snakeskin shoes, 65 Chevelle. What's he say? Gonna be riding high with my rebel yell. I won't live to tell. This is a part because Marcy was listening. I said, I won't live to tell, but if you do, give the next generation a big fuck you. And like, and he obviously cleaned that part up.
Yeah, that was his album right after the one that had
Devil Without a Cause.
Yeah.
That American Badass is one of my favorite songs. That part when it just does the damn America, that is such a badass part.
Well, I don't know.
But Dana White came out to that, and Dana White was speaking, I think, right before Trump. Which he's a badass too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been wild. We said, kind of one more thought, which we could go on for hours. I was like, obviously, and even the ones that didn't come out and say it, the liberals, the Democrats, the vast majority of them were disappointed he didn't get killed.
That's what I told some people. I said they can, even the ones that said like, glad that he's okay. Damn well a lot of them.
Had he been shot, they would have come out and said that like the right things, like this is awful. This is no way to defeat our political enemies.
Nancy Pelosi probably was throwing down her glasses at her house.
But the difference is one major difference in just these two particular candidates. I'm not going to say that we're above it as Republicans or as conservatives as a whole. If it was somebody other than Biden. But like, if there was an assassination attempt on Biden, I would stop it. I'd be like, no, we want this dude running.
Yes.
I was like, that's the difference between the two sides. We are praying that Biden
I want him to stay in there.
Can make it on the Democratic ticket.
Yep.
Whereas the Democrats are doing everything legal and illegal to try to keep Trump off the ticket.
Yep.
Like, so that just tells you, if you're not sure who to vote for, that tells you all you need to know.
Yes.
One party is doing everything to keep their candidate on the ballot while the other party is literally trying to murder them. The other party's trying to get their candidate off while we're all like, no, keep him on.
Keep him on there, yeah. Oh, I told Marcy, I said, I wish Biden had a better night at the debate. Just so like...
Oh, I've been saying that all along. It's like, everybody's making... I was like, no, we needed him to do decent.
Yeah.
Like, we needed him just to hold it together just a little bit.
Yeah, just so the liberals could have been like, See, he's good.
After the convention, when he was officially the nominee, and then I want to see Trump just like
Viscerate.
shred him like a wood chipper.
Yep.
But yeah, like you needed him to hold it together.
Well, that's a good segue to play it.
Well, I don't know. Like, I got to think about that too. I was like, are we going to be able to? Is he going to be able to keep doing this segment for us once he's no longer our commander in chief?
I feel like he's got to. He's got to man up and do this.
Yeah.
Well, I got a good. Speaking of fighting, I got a good company for that tonight.
Thank God he was still at least somewhat coherent. Obviously, he couldn't count his words, but whenever he,
it's still not on our board, by the way.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
All right. In light of the fighting, Cruise Combat. You ever heard of them?
Cruise Combat, like
CRUZ.
CRUZ. Okay,
Yep.
that's what I was going to ask. Like
C-
Ted Cruz.
Yes.
Oh, is it his company?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
it's a like Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu workout
What
apparel.
the hell have you been into? Like,
Well, they make workout apparel like shorts and tank tops. They make rash guards and stuff for people that do jiu-jitsu. I don't do jiu-jitsu. I very randomly, lightly dabble very slightly in Muay Thai. And that's what I was telling Bobby Lee off air. I've been back hitting my heavy bag and I have tweaked my knee, but I do. They make great shit.
you're getting old.
I know, but their tank tops are really awesome because they're like, they fit well up top, but they're like loose. It's not like a skin tight tank top. I actually worked in it the other day. I was just spraying and it was hot as hell.
Sun's out, guns out.
It was. I just said, hell, I'm just going to wear my tank top today.
But it's all made in USA?
Made in USA. And I'll tell you what they did. I ordered
Oh, these are some badass looking.
They're great. And they're like really good material. But here's what they did. So
Did you get one with the rainbow on it?
I did, of course. No,
those are women's. I don't think.
yeah, they're not. I don't think they're Pride like.
I don't think there's like the Pride rainbow.
But they've got a shit ton of shorts too, and I got some shorts for working
get the
out.
Hawaiian
I
print
did
one?
get that one,
I knew you would have.
but I got the olive drab one first, and I ordered that one because here's what they did. So I ordered these
Made in USA.
I ordered them a month ago, and like 3 weeks went by, and I never got them.
Uh-oh.
And so I shot them an email and was like, "Hey guys, what's the deal? Am I ever going to get my order?" And the next day I got an email back and they said, "Man, we are sorry. Your order should have been in there. We'll get that sent out to you today. And here's an $85 gift card to make up for not getting your order out to you."
Yeah.
So they sent me that. So then I got back on there and I ordered that other tank top and like a t-shirt that just says, it's got their logo and it says Made in USA on there. So they're great quality stuff. Like the shorts are awesome. I've been working out in those, but the tank tops are really awesome tank tops.
Well, and like we've always said, like apparel and clothing, like there's some blue jean companies and a few others, but for a lot of like
It's hard to find workout clothes.
I don't know,
especially.
like gym shorts, because they got all kinds of shorts.
Oh, they do.
I don't know that we've ever featured a company.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may be the first one.
And they've got a ton of shorts.
I'm
Like,
sitting here wearing some gym shorts right now, and mine are not made in USA.
yeah. Well, Cruise Combat is CRUZ with CMBT.com.
If you just do a search for Cruise Combat, the CRUZ, it'll come up, but it's CRUZCMBT.com.
.com. And again, if you're into the martial arts, they've got a ton of stuff on there. They got rash guards. Again, the shorts.
Grappling tights.
Yep, they've got it all. Again, I can't really call myself a practitioner of Muay Thai, but I do kick the bag and do all those things. And so I got like some of the cool Muay Thai shorts that have like the slit in the side, so you can like, do like Jean-Claude Van Damme. You got plenty of leg room there.
Yeah.
I do the splits between the chairs in the morning. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I bet you do. No, I know. What movie was that?
Bloodsport, I believe.
Bloodsport.
Yeah, where Jean-Claude was a bad dude back in the day, man. But see, they got some cool looking patterns on some of these
They have
shorts.
some badass looking shorts. I could see myself. I'm a big fan of the tank top. I have several, and I don't ever there just aren't a lot of opportunities for me to wear a tank top.
Yeah.
But I guess I should just create them.
You should. Well, that's how I was the day I was working. I had on a shirt and I was sweating my ass off. The shirt was like drenched, and I was about to leave to go spray. I actually was going to spray the last 2 fields, and because I'm laid by right now. But I went to spray the last 2 fields, and as I was getting ready to leave, I was soaking wet, and I was like, man, I threw that shirt in the dirty clothes, and I just threw on the tank top. It's like, I'm by myself anyways. And I went out there, and yeah, I had a pretty good tan line going.
Well, on Fridays, I like to wear.
You wear a tank top to work?
Well, I was going to say that'd be my next step. I've been wearing just my retro rifle shirts.
Yeah.
On Fridays. Last Friday, I had stopped in town at the parts store. I didn't have to, but I needed to. I'd been putting it off for several days. Like, well, I'll stop on my way in on Friday. I was running a little early, and when they were helping me, they're like, "Oh, I like that shirt." I'm like, "Oh man, it's got guns on it too." I was like, "It's Friday. We party on Fridays."
Yes.
So I was like, my next step might be to do tank tops on Fridays.
Do the tank top on
I
Friday.
don't know how my clients would. I mean, hey,
you just got to go for it, man.
Yeah.
Like we've said many times about the mustache, cowboy hat with a tank top, you got to wear the tank top.
Well, I remember
Don't
when
let
I
it
first
wear
started
you.
wearing the mustache, like it was like I was very self-conscious about it. Now I was like, I've had it for so long, it's like I would feel weird without the mustache.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yeah, you just got to rock it.
I'm that way with my hair.
Yeah.
My hair is super long.
I saw your sister yesterday, and she was like, when are you gonna cut your hair? I was like, well, I guess Logan. I'm waiting on him. Like, it's like, who's gonna blink first? She's like, his is so long. I was like, yeah, his does grow a little faster than mine does.
I told Marcy yesterday, because I was doing this heavy bag. I have to put my hair in a ponytail now. Like, a hat won't stay on my head. When I work out, my hats will no longer contain my hair.
Well,
and the ponytail, it'll be falling down. Yesterday I was like, I'm gonna cut my damn hair, but then I was like, I've got too much invested in it. I can't do it.
Well, and of course I can't wear a hat in the vet clinic. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not going to. Again, like we were saying,
you need to bring it back on Fridays.
So I got it slicked back, like I look like a creepy used car salesman or something. But my Jeep, the air conditioner is like, it's iffy in the Jeep. So I normally just roll with the windows down.
It feels good,
I don't
blowing
care.
your hair back.
Well, the hair it gets in my eye, like hurts where it comes. So like when I got to wear a hat, like just driving in, just to keep my hair from like getting all in my eyes. Literally, I was driving down the highway the other day to meet a guy for lunch, and so I was doing like 60. And I was like, good Lord, it's just a hair in my eyes.
Dude,
like, this is so weird. I've never had this 41 years before I had this problem.
I'm glad you said that, because I don't enjoy driving my windows down now, because that's what mine does. My hair is like whipping me in the face.
Now we know what it's like to be a woman.
I guess so. I wear sunglasses all the time, but it still is like it'll be like poking me in the side of my eye.
No. Hey, the struggle's real, y'all.
It is.
For those of y'all that have never grown your hair out, yeah.
That's how dedicated we are to this. We have to deal with the pain that comes along with the long
hair. But if
hair.
I've got a hat on, it kind of keeps mine under control enough where it's not
Even
too
with
bad.
a hat, mine is like whipping up here and getting me.
Yeah.
Mine, the back of mine, it comes down pretty far down on my back. That's what Marcy yesterday, she was like, your hair is really long.
But when I put mine in a ponytail, I will admit I do feel like a notch or two gayer.
I don't like the ponytail, but I do like the samurai thing that I'll do from time to time. But the ponytail, like, again, I do that when I hit the bag. That's about it, because I feel a little feminine when I put the ponytail in.
Oh, I totally do. And like I'll put it in that, and I'll kind of forget I've done it.
And
then
go
somebody will see me and they'll be like, "Dude, I'm like, it's too hot."
You're like, I forgot it. I forgot about it. Oh, it does cool you down.
Yeah.
Man, getting all that hair off your neck, man, it does cool you down a lot.
All right, but yeah, we really gated up here at the end.
We have. So get you some cruise combat to beat the shit out of somebody to prove you're not gay. That's what you need to do. Guys, also go to agzaga.com while you're out there getting you some cruise combat. Get you some agzaga stuff.
Another thing, we're hard on the federal government, worried about the feds, but I'm looking. There's enough slope on this roof. We ain't got to worry about them.
That's right. That's right.
We ain't got to worry about them right here.
Yeah, a cow could get up there and walk on it, but not a
trained sniper.
That's right.
Too dangerous.
It is. It is. Well, on while you're on AgZaga, like Bobby Lee said, use our code TalkDirt, all one word, all caps, and leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you're scared of these sloped roofs. If you know,
I hear the Secret Service. If you're not scared of them, the Secret Service might be in need of your services.
that's right. They may be hiring.
And if you're not a white male,
I was going to say only if you meet the DEI requirements, though.
Yeah. White males need not apply.
Yep.
But yeah, y'all go to agzaga.com, check it out. All kinds of new stuff popping up on there all the time. So even if you visited last week, go back, check them out, throw something in that shopping cart, and use that discount code.
Yep. All right, guys. Next week we'll probably be a little more ag focused. But, well, who knows? You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. This time last week, we didn't know that they were going to
try to kill
shots at Trump.
Yep. Oh. So, guys, stay safe out there. Stay strapped or get clapped, as they say. So
that's right.
All right. Catch y'all next week.